Hello, dear kids. How are you all? I hope you all are good and ready for our further studies after this Diwali vacations. Today, we are going to read our next chapter, that is chapter number 15, the United Nations. Man has been fighting wars since ancient times, but none has been as terrible as two wars fought in the first half of the 20th century. These wars are called world wars because the most powerful countries of the world lined up in two groups and fought against each other. The first of these wars lasted from 1914 to 1918, and the second, which was even more terrible than the first, lasted from 1939 to 1945. In 1945, at the end of the Second World War, which killed more than 50 million people, 51 countries got together and formed the United Nations. In short, we call this UN. With the aim of preventing another war, India was one of them. Do you know about World War First and Second? Let me explain you in short. In late 18th and early 19th centuries, the world was gripped by the effects of industrial revolution in Europe. Countries like England, France, Germany, Holland and Spain had established many big factories and mills to produce a large number of products. However, they were in frequent need of raw materials to make their products. Also, as their markets were small, they were on a lookout for larger market to sell their goods. For this reason, they turned to the Asian and African countries where industrial revolution had not made an impact. These countries could provide them with raw materials and large markets to sell their goods. One thing led to the another, and soon trading gave way to interference in the political affairs of these countries. This led to the First World War that lasted from 1914 to 1918. The world faced a lot of destruction and the League of Nations was established. The organization was entrusted the role of establishing world peace and preventing wars. However, World War II still broke out in 1939 and ended in 1945. The League's efforts had failed to prevent the war. Both these world wars began in Europe and spread like wildfire to other parts of the world. The countries that had been colonized by the European countries were also dragged into wars. Now, the formation of the United Nations. After World War II, the nations of the world came together to find ways of preventing wars in future. The tremendous destruction and misery of the two wars had made them wiser. As a result of their efforts, the United Nations was born in the 1945. A set of rules called the Charter of the United Nations was made at a conference in San Francisco, USA. It was signed by 51 member countries on 24th October 1945. Today, 193 countries are members of the United Nations. Did you get this? Now, aim of the United Nations. Any country is free to join the United Nations so long as it believes in its aim. At present, the UN has more than 193 members. Together, these countries try to achieve the aims of the UN, which are first, to maintain peace and security in the world. It means the main aim of the UN is to prevent war. Disputes are discussed at the meetings and efforts are made to find peaceful solution. Sometimes when there is danger of war between two nations, the UN sends a military force called the peacekeeping force to prevent war. Now second is to encourage cooperation among countries. It means this encourage countries to cooperate with each other. Next is to promote human rights, the basic rights that everyone should have. All members nations of the UN are expected to ensure that human rights are upheld in their countries. Next, ensure better living conditions including education and health for everyone. It believes that the world can have lasting peace only when all the nations of the world achieve progress and development. Therefore, it expects the richer nations to help the poorer countries to improve their living conditions. It also helps to improve education in their countries. Okay. Next is help people affected by disasters and wars and protect the environment. Now, the principles of the UN. First, all countries that are members of the UN are equal, however, they developed or undeveloped. Next, all countries that are members of the UN must obey the Charter. Countries must try to settle their differences by peaceful means. And the UN will not interfere in the domestic affairs of any country. Now, our next topic is UN organs or structure of the UN. Okay. The United Nations has six major organs. Organs means branches to carry out different tasks. Task is work. These are the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Secretariat, the Economic and Social Council, and the International Court of Justice, and the Trusteeship Council. Okay. First is the General Assembly. This is made up of all member nations. It meets once a year to discuss things that are of importance to the world. It also decides on the budget, that is, the amount of money to be spent on various activities and where the money will come from. Besides, it elects new UN members and the members of the other organs. The members of the General Assembly vote to take decisions. Each country has one vote. Okay, our next branch is the Security Council. 15 of the member countries of the General Assembly make up the Security Council. Of these, 5, Russia, China, France, the UK, and the USA, are permanent members. The rest are elected by the General Assembly for a period of 2 years. The main responsibility of the Security Council is to maintain peace in the world. It may send troops from members countries to stop a war or a peacekeeping force to maintain peace after a war or a disturbance. Next branch is the Secretariat. This organ manages the day-to-day work of the UN. It gathers information, prepares reports, and so on. It is headed by the Secretary General, who is elected by the General Assembly and acts as the leader of the UN. Trygve Lie of Norway was the first Secretary General. Next branch is the Economic and Social Council. In short, we also say ECOSOC. Okay. The Economic and Social Council works to achieve all-round development and a clean environment. Its aims include zero poverty and hunger, quality education, safe water, and clean energy. It does its work through other UN organizations, about which you will learn shortly. Its 54 members are elected by the General Assembly. Now, next branch is the International Court of Justice. The ICJ settles disputes between the member countries. It is also called the World Court. The 15 judges of the International Court of Justice are elected by the General Assembly and the Security Council. Out of the 6 main organs of the UN, the ICJ is the only one that is based outside New York. It is based in The Hague, a city in the Netherlands. Alright, the Trusteeship Council. This was formed to look after places that had been under the countries which were defeated in the two world wars. Since all such places have now gained independence, the Trusteeship Council no longer has a role to play. Okay. Now, other organizations and funds of the UN family. The work of the UN is carried out through various organizations, a few older than the UN. Let us see what some of these do. First, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. I stand for international and E stand for emergency. Provides education, medicines, vaccines, food and shelter to needy children across the world. Okay, the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund works for the betterment of children. It was set up after the World War II in 1946 in December. Okay, its headquarters is in New York. Its efforts are to improve the children's health, nutrition, education, and general welfare. The UNICEF was awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1965. It helps to run many programs for the betterment of children. Next, the World Health Organization (WHO) works with governments across the world to improve the general health of the people and fight diseases such as malaria. The World Health Organization works to remove and prevent dangerous diseases. It works to eradicate diseases like polio, smallpox, malaria, etc. It has its headquarters at Geneva in Switzerland. Next is the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organizations, that is UNESCO. UNESCO encourages cooperation among countries through education, science and culture. It helps to protect the environment and preserve historical places. Okay, the basic functions of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization is to promote education, science, culture and communication. The headquarters of the UNESCO are in Paris. Now next is the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, helps to improve agriculture, forestry and fishery and to reduce hunger across the world. The Food and Agriculture Organization was established in October 1945. Its main goal is to get rid of hunger. Rid means remove. Its headquarters are at Rome. It runs various programs for developing agriculture, forestry, fisheries and land and water for agricultural use. Next is the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Protects and supports refugees. Refugees are people who are forced to leave their homes and take shelter in another country because of war or some other disturbance. Now last, the World Bank. The World Bank gives loans to needy countries to help improve the living conditions of the people. Our last topic is peacekeeping. Though there has not been another world war since the UN was formed, there are wars between countries all the time. The UN tries to help warring countries reach a peaceful settlement. After a war, the Security Council sends peacekeeping force to maintain peace and to rebuild places destroyed by war. These forces are made up of armed forces, police and civilians from member countries. Okay? Now your chapter is over. Please read the chapter and try to fill the bookwork. Thank you.